Hello everyone, how's it going, and welcome to today's Wild Rift video. I've covered Yuumi. Now it's time to cover one of the other best duo Q supports, and that is going to be Lulu. I had a bit of a time where I was a kind of a Lulu one trick in a way. People remember me releasing so many Lulu videos, one after the other, and I actually got pretty high win rate with Lulu. And I kind of done the same again, where I played Lulu quite a few times. She's one of my go-to supports. Not only is she really good in terms of survivability, and she's really good at buffing up your team, but she's also very good for outplaying. You know, especially with her second ability, Polymorph, you can make really cool outplays. And if you position your Polymorph correctly, because it works a little bit differently to how it works on PC League. On Wild Rift, it's basically a skill shot. So you can actually place this wherever you want. And you can do some crazy outplays like polymorphing an Akali, for example, which you'll see a little bit later on in the gameplay. But before we get into the gameplay, let's take a look at the best build for Lulu down in the dual lane. So I like to go for Relic Shield for Lulu. I think the sickle doesn't really work too well because you're never really going to poke that much with Lulu. With Lulu, you play super passive during the laning phase. So Relic Shield is just the best. You get the little bit of maximum health. You get that bit of healing as well when you last hit minions with Relic Shield. And overall, it's just a very solid support item, and probably the best support item to go right now, unless you're playing champions like Yuumi, for example, which doesn't really work too well with Relic Shield. Then most of the time with Lulu, you're going to be pairing her with hyper carry AD carries, so Vayne, Kai'Sa, Xayah, all these hyper carry AD carries that you want to, Tristana as well, that you want to give them attack speed and bonus on hit damage. That is why you just want to rush Ardent Censer as fast as possible as your first item. Don't worry about the boots, don't worry about anything else, just rush Ardent Censer and try and get that before the first objective. If you can get Ardent Censer before the first objective, this is going to give your AD carry or whoever you're buffing up a huge massive boost in terms of damage when it comes to the fight. So it's really important to try and finish Ardent Censer before you do anything else. But if you don't have a hyper carry AD carry down in the dual lane with you, if you have someone else like an Ezreal instead, then you can maybe look to go for like boots upgrade, things like that. As for the boots, only a boost of lucidity I think is the best option. I don't really like boots of mana. I don't think Lulu is really there for the damage. I much prefer to get the 30 ability haste and be able to reduce our summon spells, which is going to be quite important for our own survivability more than anything else, because with Lulu you do get focused quite a bit. So I think the little bit maximum health, the ability haste is going to be more important to me than the boots of mana, getting the ability power and the mana regeneration. In terms of boots upgrade, most of the time you go the rejuvenation, the revival enchant for the extra increasiness bonus when healing or shielding an ally champion. This works really well for Lulu because you have your second ability that gives a shield, you have your third ability gives a shield, summon Aerie gives a shield. So overall, it's just really powerful just to boost Lulu's shielding and also her healing. But you do have some other options. You can go for like Locket, Veil Enchant, Redemption. There are other options that you can go for if you want to. Then after that, Staff of Flowing Water. Again, something to buff up your team. Really nice. You give yourself and your ally champion ability haste and also a bit of extra ability power. And also this item just gives ability power to Lulu overall to buff up her shielding, maximum mana, and also ability haste. So a really nice item. Then we go for Death Camp. Really strong item, giving you 110 ability power and overall increasing our ability power by 40%. As I just said, it doesn't just increase the damage for Lulu, it also increases her shielding. So her shielding value is also going to be up much more. But even saying that, I still think the ability haste from the lucidity boost is still better than the ability power that you get. And then for your final item, it's a little bit flexible. You can go for a more defensive item than Zeke's Convergence, for example, but Zeke's Convergence is pretty good because you gain armor, you gain magic resist, you gain a little bit of mana, and also ability haste. But the big thing is actually the passives. Now the passive, you might think it's not going to work too well for Lulu, but most of the time when you play Lulu, as I mentioned, you're going to be focused a lot by yourself. You're going to be the one that's going to be focused. And if you're the one that's get focused by the enemy team, this is where these convergence can come in handy, because you're going to be slowing enemies around you. They're going to be taking more damage. And most of the time you're going to be next to your dual lane partner. And that champion is also going to focus the enemy champion that is focusing you down. So I think it helps a lot in terms of boosting damage for your team, and also helps you a little bit with her survivability. For the runes, as I mentioned already, summon Aerie is really good. both for damage and also for shielding. It gives your abilities more shielding, and also gives you a little bit more poke damage if you do get an opportunity to deal damage. That is also great. Font to life, we're going to go for the resolve tree. So we go font to life, which allows us to do a little bit of, you know, a little bit of healing during the laning phase if we do land our first ability and our enemy and our ally champion also walks up and auto attacks that champion, or you can proc it yourself if you want to. Bone plating for the reduced damage from any combo damage that might come our way. As I mentioned, sometimes Lulu does get focused a lot, so bone plating can help out with that. And then revitalize, again increasing our shielding by 5%, and if enemies are below 40% health, then the effect is it is amplified, sorry, by an additional 10%. So you can get 15% amplification for your shielding from revitalize, and it also works on top of the rejuvenation enchant as well with the boost enchant. So this also gives you 20% increased healing bonus. So you can see that you can start adding up and you can do a lot of shielding to help your team stay alive. Then for the secondary rune, I like to go for Transcendence. I think Transcendence is really good, again, for the ability haste. Means you can use your shield more often, your polymorph more often, your first ability more often to slow and do that little bit of damage. So overall, I think Transcendence is great, but you do probably have some other options that you can go for, but I think Transcendence is the best option. And then for the summon spells, you want Flash and you want Heal. Main reason you want Heal is that the Heal summoner spell will heal your ally more than you. So it will give your ally more healing, which will help obviously a lot with their survivability. So yeah, overall, Lulu, very, very fun champion, especially in duo queue. As I mentioned, you can have a bit of solo queue you know, success with her, and there is some promising signs for Lulu with solo queue. Again, as I mentioned, with polymorph, with her ultimate, with her shielding, she's not like Lulu, the Yumi, sorry, where you're kind of like a sitting duck on top of an ally champion. With Lulu, you can make some really, really cool outplays, and you'll see that a little bit in the gameplay. So hopefully you enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you in just a second. All right, on to the gameplay. We go with Lulu. As I mentioned with Lulu, she's best paired with hyper carry, AD carries down in the duo lane. Champions like Kai'Sa, which you're going to be seeing in this gameplay. Kai'Sa is very, very strong. You can also pair her with champions like Tristana, is very, very strong. Trying to think of other ones off the top of my head. Zaya's really good. Ashe could work out relatively well. Just any champions that want a lot of attack speed and a lot of damage just in general. The other thing is with Lulu is that you do have to play passive during the laning phase. This is something that you have to get used to when you're playing Lulu, because most of the time you are going to lose the trade against enemy champions, especially against a Karma that has first strike. You're never going to be able to walk up and contest in terms of early game damage. So the best thing to do for Lulu is just play passive, shield up your AD carries, so then they can walk up and do a little bit of damage and maybe farm a few minions, and then you can kind of go from there, really. So you'll see that in the early laning phase, we're just, you know, being able to walk up a little bit. We can last hit our minions as well with the relic shield. You can see here that Karma actually walked up and took a little bit of damage. So we're actually able to trade a lot of damage there, which was really, really nice for us. You see Lee Sin over the wall. Unfortunately, my Kai'Sa dies to minions because she took aggro from the minions. I could have used my summoner heal, but I didn't realize. I was more worried about the Lee Sin actually dying. You can see here that Twitch is an annoying champion to play against. But Lee Sin is going to come around, get another kill as well. So it was all part of the plan. It was all a bait. So yeah, you can see with Lulu, you can play passive, but you can also win trades as long as you time your shield correctly. You can see there that the Karma walked forward, tried to take a trade, and all I did was I shielded my Kai'Sa. I slowed them both with my second ability, and then Kai'Sa can auto attack the Karma and do quite a lot because there was no follow-up there from the Ashe. That's kind of where you kind of see in terms of, you know, the lane was pushing towards us, so the Karma has to play a little bit more aggressively. And you see it's kind of the thing with like lane assignments and also just the lane in general, to be fair, like where the lane positioning is, because we saw the lane was pushed up, Karma had to walk forward, and because Karma walked forward, we were able to get the kill there. We see that the Twitch is a little bit low on HP, so we're actually going to play super aggressive here and do a little bit of damage. We're going to try and kill the Twitch as well. I think the Twitch still has flash, so I think the Twitch will survive. Does look like the Twitch will survive in the end. I think the Akali's probably going to be coming. Yeah, Akali's above us, but no real pressure is going to happen there. But we saw the advantage. We actually had the bot lane pushed in. You saw that me and Kai'Sa went down to the duo lane. We pushed out the lane so Ashe would miss quite a lot of CS if she would roam. So Ashe couldn't roam, and we took that opportunity with the vision we had on Twitch to walk up, obviously take the kill there onto the Karma. So overall, we've done very well with our lane pressure, and you can see here we're pushing the lane again. Ashe is losing more CS in the bot lane. Karma did roam mid, but still Ashe is going to lose quite a lot of CS here, which is quite good for us. We get a few tower platings here, maybe 2 tower platings in the end. Yeah, 2 tower platings here in the bot lane, which is really, really nice. I'm making sure I don't get stunned here by the Karma. Hit the slow as well. But yeah, the CC here from the Ashe is a little bit too difficult. I unfortunately don't have my shield just yet. Oh my God. Okay, I was a little bit too close, to be honest. I think Twitch might be nearby, though. That's why we're backing off here, because this Twitch might be very, very close. I take one of the plants back, and even though the rest of my team are quite low on HP. Yeah, you can see here they're quite low on HP. I'm looking to try and walk up and do a little bit of damage to them. Maybe trade a little bit of damage, but I don't think there's much we can do. W hits on the Kai'Sa. Trying to trade my HP and trying to trade it back and bait them, but you can see that I walked up and Lulu doesn't have the best of range, so I wasn't able to really do too much in terms of damage or anything there, unfortunately. So just buffing up my Kai'Sa for now, letting the Kai'Sa push out the lane. We do have to be a little bit careful of Twitch, and yeah, as I say that, there is the Twitch. Tried to polymorph the Twitch, but yeah. You could see there that I have the right vision in and out of game, to be fair, in terms of trying to get the damage. Now, this was a bit of a mistake that I made. I thought I could do enough damage here to Ashe, but you can see that Ashe still had her ultimate the whole time. I didn't realize that Ashe still had her ultimate. That was a completely mistake on my part. I think if I flashed there and maybe used my third ability and Q, maybe I could have survived, but Ashe ulti, you get stunned for so long, and you can see there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to kill the Ashe, even though she was quite low on HP. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate. I do go for the boots of lucidity here, because I know that I don't have enough gold to actually finish Ardent Sense in this game, or before the first objectives. So I'd rather go for a bigger spike and try and go for the boots of lucidity at first. And yeah, you can see there we took the dragon, we took the objective. We're going to look to try and push in this bot lane now with Zoe also roaming. They're looking to get the Rift Herald in exchange for this, but to be honest, I think we're looking okay for now. But yeah, Karma is underneath this tower and is going to be very dead. I'm just tanking up the tower for now. You can see here, I'm just standing on the edge, taking shield damage, and you can see that I was able to tank up the tower for my team. And this is one thing you can do. I think that's like a big thing for supports and just, you know, players in general, is that if you realize that you're not going to do a lot of damage, then just tank the objective. Tanking the objective could be really important. You can see here, oh my God, my polymorph there was so clean. I completely baited that Akali in. The Akali thought that, yeah, I've got the Lulu here, the Lulu's dead. You see the polymorph? That's the great thing about polymorph and the change that happened from PC League over to Wild Rift. You can manually aim your polymorph wherever you want to. So I used my polymorph as the Akali was traveling. She turned into a sheep or whatever it is, a pigeon, or I can't remember what it is, a bird or whatever that you turn. I think pretty sure it's a sheep that you turn someone into. I turned Akali into a sheep. I used the ultimate on myself. I survive, and we also get the kill on Akali. So yeah, overall, it's just, I think it was just, you know, really good play back to back, you know, being able to tank the tower there, which, as I said, you know, I know as a Lulu, and I think I'm going to die here, unfortunately, but I know here, I know as a Lulu, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of damage. Actually, I don't die here. Oh, we got another kill. Nice. But I know here as a Lulu, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of damage, so I want to be the one to auto-attack the champion or deal damage to the champion first. That means the tower is going to attack me. And you can see that when the tower attacks me, I can shield myself, I can ultimate myself, and I can survive long enough for my team to deal free damage underneath the tower, and then I can walk away to safety. So nice little tip there for you for if you want to be able to tower dive and do a little bit of damage there. You know, a little bit more damage and kind of get that little bit of survivability going as well. And go back here and get Ardent Sensor. I'm just doing a little bit of damage here to the... you can see here that, yeah, I was a bit unfortunate there. I tried to flash and save the Zoe with my ultimate, but unfortunately the Zoe kind of ran away from me. So the flash didn't save. But I think that was kind of my mistake. I don't think I should have walked up. I was more walking up towards the top side of the jungle because I thought the Kai'Sa would live. So I would roam up there and save the Kai'Sa. But instead, I wasn't able to. And unfortunately, Kai'Sa and Zoe both died. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. But still, really good start to this game. We're 1-1-6 at the moment, which is quite nice. We can go down to the bot lane here, clear a few of these minions. Get a little bit of gold for myself. Don't mind me. Support lives do matter as well. We do need that little bit of gold as well for ourselves. Overall, we're just kind of making sure that we don't overextend here. You can see that most of our team is behind this kind of line. You kind of have to draw a line across the map. I think that's kind of the problem that most people fall into. Is that most of the time, you actually want to make sure that you draw a line across the map and that you make sure... Oh, there's the Polymorph again. The Polymorph is so clean. Love the Polymorph. Unfortunately, the Darius does kill the Kai'Sa, but we're able to kill him instead. But yeah, I think in League of Legends, in Wild Rift in general, you kind of have to draw a line across the map. And that line across the map is mainly the river. When you cross that line, you need to make sure that you have vision on the enemy team. And if you have full vision of everyone on the enemy team, then you can cross that line safely and you're able to either push or maybe trade, try and get some Tower Platons. But if you don't have vision, then you always have to be worried when you cross that line. So you have to be very, very careful. At least in here is unfortunately going to die, but that's okay. We do still get a really, really good trade-off here. I should have got the rejuvenation enchant this game, to be fair. I also could have gone for the Veil enchant as well. There's a couple of boots enchants that I can go for this game. Veil enchant's actually really good, especially for Ashe ultimate. I think I actually go for the Locket enchant, which is not that bad, but I think the CC denial for the Kai'Sa would have been really, really nice. I don't know how I got hooked here, by the way, by the Darius. Honestly, I have zero clue how I got hooked by the Darius there. So yeah, unfortunately, we lose the fight here, which was pretty bad. Kai'Sa did get a double kill in the end, but yeah, can I watch that back? I'm just going to watch that back again. I'm pretty sure this Darius hook does not hit me, by the way. This Darius hook was quite disgusting. I kind of just want to look at this Darius hook again and see, because I put the ward over the wall. And this Darius hooks me from downtown, I swear. Look how far away I am. Look how far away I am from this hook. And this somehow hits me. Like, I am so far away from this hook. I thought you had to, like, hug the wall. And I wasn't even hugging the wall here. Somehow that hook hits me. But yeah, I do unfortunately die for that. We do trade a couple of kills for it. It's not that bad. Now, we do trade, I think it's a 2-for-2 in the end. So not the worst thing in the world. We do lose the dragon though, unfortunately. I was just trying to be a distraction there so we can try and take the dragon, but yeah, wasn't able to, unfortunately. Looks like we are going to get the kill on the Akali and bot side as well. So yeah, you go 3-for-2 exchange in the end. We are going to lose some minions. You can see top lane and also mid lane. The minions are kind of pushing pretty quickly. We do lose the tower in the mid lane as well. Maybe Lee Sin can get a kill here though, which could be quite important. No, it doesn't look like it, unfortunately. I'm taking a bit of gold here away from the Zoe, but that's okay. Kai'Sa's going up to the barrel lane, which is good. Making sure that we always keep track and always push out these lanes. I think that's another thing that players don't do a lot, is they don't look to rotate to different lanes. They always have the mindset of, I'm playing barrel lane, I'm going to stay in one lane. But that's not the mindset you need to be in. The mindset you should be in is, where am I going to be? Where am I going to get the most amount of gold? Whether that be from taking your jungler's farm. And yes, sorry, junglers, that sometimes will happen. I unfortunately got a little bit over aggressive here. And yeah, I die. This is my bad. I shouldn't have walked up there when there was no vision. Yeah, you always have to look around, especially when you're playing a carry role like dual lane marksman carry. You always have to look around and say to yourself, where can I get the most amount of farm? Is it the jungle? Is it Baron lane? Is it mid lane? Or is it dual lane? You know, you always have to look, where can I get all the CS? Where can I get a bunch of minions? Darius is going to die here, it does look like. There's a Twitch there as well. They do need to be a little bit careful. The first strike sound, by the way, is still so loud. Nice kick there with the Lee Sin. Gonna be able to get a kill there. Potentially onto the Karma. Yeah, and also Baron's up as well. Maybe we can look towards Baron. Could be an option, especially with Twitch down in the bot lane. But it doesn't look like we're going to go for it in the end. Or does it? I can't remember if we actually go for Baron here or not. I think we do because we see Twitch down in bot lane. You can see I'm just pushing out the mid lane for now. And then we're going to walk over here. I'm going to put a pink ward down or a vision ward down just to make sure that there's no vision in here. I think Ashe did use her third ability. That doesn't mean they have vision, but totally fine anyway. Twitch actually got a kill somehow. 2 versus 1 down in bot lane, which is kind of crazy. You can see here, I'm just trying to make sure that I time my polymorph. Yeah, I should have probably ultied my Kai'Sa there and instead of trying to time my polymorph. I tried to do the same thing as what I did in bot lane because I saw Akali did land her third ability. I should have just ultied the Kai'Sa, but I think the Kai'Sa was dead anyway, to be honest with you. It's very difficult for the Kai'Sa to try and survive. I'm trying to be a bait here because I see that my Lee Sin is in the bush, and we also did ward this out. You can see the Lee Sin here. Roamed around. Maybe we can kill the Akali here. I think it's a little bit difficult. Nice kick flash though by the Lee. No, not gonna be enough. I had to flash away here because the Darius was coming, which was a little bit scary. Yeah, you can see here we're totally fine. We are surviving in the Baron lane. Meanwhile, nothing else is really happening. The Lee Sin is gonna die though, it seems like. No, okay. Lee Sin survives for now. We do have the dragon coming up soon though, so we probably should go back to base here and get the dragon. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I go Locket Enchant, which was actually kind of a mistake. I should have gone just the rejuvenation. I think rejuvenation is really good for Lulu overall. Going towards the death cap now. It does make you a little bit squishy going death cap third item. You can go for Zeke's Convergence maybe as a third item, or maybe if you're against like a full AD team, you can go something else. Or something like Twin Guard. I can see being really, really good, but obviously it's quite expensive. Yeah, dragging up in 25 seconds. You can see basically the whole of my team at the moment. We're just making sure that we don't overextend. We don't do anything too crazy. We're just hovering around the objective. We're pushing the mid lane, as you can see. We're pushing the bot lane. We're getting vision around this dragon. Wait until it comes up, and then soon we will get it. This is one thing as well that's really, really important in Wild Rift, is just securing vision and just making sure you know where to take objectives. As you can see, we're just going to take the dragon now, because all we did was wait until the dragon comes up. And as soon as the dragon comes up, we're going to go for it. They're going to try and push in here, but they're not going to be able to do too much or an ultimate. Let's jump into the backline now. We do need to be a little bit careful though. Yeah, look, there's the Twitch. I'm just waiting this whole time for this Twitch. I'm making sure I try and keep my team alive here. I shield the Zoe, then I'm going to shield the Kai'Sa next as well. Unfortunately, the the Lee Sin did die to the side of us, but that's okay. Maybe I can kill the Darius here. I'm not too sure. I flash in a few seconds. You can actually bait the Darius here. So I see the Zoe here. Yeah, I bait the Darius and the Darius does die as well. So overall, pretty good. We secured the dragon, and also Kai'Sa secured the inhibitor in the dual lane side, in the bot side of the map, which is quite nice. Probably not going to end the game here though. Yeah, can't win the 1v1 there, unfortunately, when you get Ashe ulted underneath the tower. That CC lost a long amount of time. Yeah, you can see there my main focus was to just try and keep my team alive. I didn't ulti the Lee Sin. To be honest, I probably could have ultied the Lee Sin to try and keep him alive, but my main focus was making sure I kept my Zoe and my Kai'Sa alive, because I know that my Zoe and my Kai'Sa are so fed, especially my Kai'Sa this game. So I was just keeping my ultimate the whole time for the Kai'Sa, just in case Kai'Sa was put under any threat. You can see 14,000 gold for my Kai'Sa. I think I did the right thing not to ulti Lee Sin and kind of wait for the Kai'Sa to drop low enough on HP, but you know, Kai'Sa never dropped low on HP, but it's hindsight's 2020 in the end. You never know when you're actually going to be in any danger or not. So we just get a little poke damage here onto the Karma. It does drop Karma down to like, you know, 50% HP, which is kind of nice. We clear the vision as well. Lee Sin's going a little bit deep here, which is a little bit scary. Yeah. Wasn't able to get in range there of the ultimate, unfortunately. I did a crazy thing here. This is not the right play to make. Never make this play. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea to use I used the blast cone over the wall to knock me and Darius both over. No idea why I did that. Don't ask me. I mean, Zoe has no idea how to play the champion, but hey, that's okay. Kai'Sa comes in to clean up anyway. Honestly, I have no idea what I was doing there. That was probably one of the stupidest things I think I've ever done as a Lulu. I mean, maybe if I put Ornn over the wall and I stayed on the other side of the wall, it would have been fine, but it doesn't matter anyway. You can see the minions are going to end the game here. Kai'Sa auto-attacks a few times as well. We're going to end the game here. Not a bad game overall. You can see the kind of playmaking potential that you can make with Lulu with Polymorphs, but sometimes you kind of get into this mindset of where you're focusing more on making plays rather than keeping your team alive. And I think you saw in a couple of situations there that I probably could have kept my team alive with shielding or maybe ultimate as well. You can see only 6,000 damage. I'm not too sure if I actually show. No, I don't show my shielding or healing overall. Yeah, you can see that sometimes you have to make sure you make the right decision at the right time, whether it's use your shielding, your ultimate, or your polymorph. And sometimes you can make that wrong decision, but overall you can see there, you know, Lulu still very, very strong with hyper carry, AD carries, or in this case, AP carries like Kai'Sa. But yeah, hopefully you learned a thing or two from this gameplay. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next Wilder video. Peace.